Hi, my name is Warren Fingroot, and I'm director of Stem Cell Club, a non-profit organization in Canada that recruits Canadians as bone marrow donors. My pitch is titled, Building a Community of Practice to Support Stem Cell Donor Recruitment in Canada. I'd like to tell you about Elsa Niga. Elsa Niga is an Ethiopian-Canadian woman who was diagnosed with leukemia this past year. She's in desperate need of a bone marrow transplant. Unfortunately, there's no suitable donor in her family, and despite over 29 million donors around the world, none of them match to Elsa. Elsa's story is just one of many. In Canada, there are over 1,000 patients in need of a transplant, actively searching for a matching donor, and many of them will not be able to find a match that they need. The odds of finding a match are much harder for Elsa than for a Caucasian patient. Patients find a match generally from within their own ethnic groups, and in Canada, over 70% of all listed donors are Caucasian, with less than 1% of listed donors of African descent. These metrics are similar around the world, and in fact, in countries such as Asia and Africa, many countries don't even have a donor list. Elsa's uphill battle is similar to the uphill battle that many ethnically diverse patients face when trying to find a match for a transplant. In 2011, I founded the Stem Cell Club to improve the quality of Canada's unrelated donor registry. I partnered with the Canadian Blood Services, and I designed a training program and recruitment toolkit to support this effort, which I published on our website, stemcellclub.ca. I've since expanded the initiative to include 22 chapters at campuses across Canada, and to date we've recruited over 10,000 donors, over 60% of which are non-Caucasian. Our donor recruitment activities continue to accelerate year after year, and in fact, this past year we recruited over 4,000 donors, and we project to recruit over 5,000 in the coming year. Here's the problem though. We have 22 chapters right now, and each of them currently operate in silos. They're run by different teams of student leaders at each respective campus that plan and run drives at their campuses, but they don't have any way to share ideas, experiences, challenges with each other. One chapter will come up with a fantastic idea to recruit donors. Another chapter will face challenges in recruiting donors and may have challenges booking space on campus. A third chapter will have difficulty transitioning their executive team from year to year. And there's no forum, there's no way for these chapters to come together to share ideas with each other, to share their successes, and to solve these problems together. The solution that I propose is to form a community of practice. A community of practice is formally defined as a group of people who share a concern or a passion for something that they do, and they learn how to do it better as they interact regularly. Members of the community share information and experience, they discuss issues, and they identify and solve problems together. This model's been described extensively in the literature and applied successfully across a variety of sectors: business, healthcare, nonprofit sectors. The innovation here being that this is the first community of practice ever to be described as applied to a donor recruitment organization. And to accomplish that, I'll be inviting both Stem Cell Club leaders and key stakeholders across Canada involved in donor recruitment to participate in regular online meetings as well as on a Facebook group. And the goals of this community will be to improve collaboration and knowledge exchange in donor recruitment, to discuss problems and issues facing the community, and to identify and develop any needed resources to address those problems, to set goals and recruitment targets together, and to keep each other on task. And ultimately, the goal will be to improve recruitment outcomes. And we'll be tracking specific recruitment outcomes, the most important of which will be how many donors do we match to patients in need of transplant. And we can look at that using Canadian Blood Services data to see how many we match both before and after the launch of our community of practice to measure success. We can also look at subjective metrics, which we will look at, including the perspective of the stakeholders and the stem cell drive leaders, the participants of the community really. What is their perspective on how the community improved collaboration and supported knowledge exchange? Our community will launch in January 2018 and will be funded internally. From the expert speakers, my questions relate to how best I can cultivate this community of practice. Based on their experience in the nonprofit sectors, what are important aspects that I should be building into the community? How can I secure buy-in from participants, and how can I best support and encourage knowledge exchange and collaboration in the community? This pitch and the feedback that is generated from the pitch will guide how I build the community and how I facilitate both during and between meetings. Thank you.